You know, when you're building an app, it's the little details that make all the difference in the user experience. And one of the biggest? How you separate content on screen. Today, we're going to look at a component that makes this job incredibly simple and elegant for all you B4X developers out there, the B4X DaisyDivider.
So have you ever found yourself dragging like 3 different views onto a layout, fighting with alignment scripts, all just to make a simple line with some text in the middle? Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's clunky, it's a pain to maintain, and you just know there has to be a better way. And this shows the difference perfectly. On the left, that's the old way. A panel for the left line, a label for the text, another panel for the right line. It's a whole mess to manage separately. But on the right, that's the B4XDaisyDivider way. One single component. That's it. Clean, simple, and just so much more efficient. All right, so here's what we're going to cover in this explainer. We'll start by properly meeting the divider, then we'll check out its orientation and text options, how to add some great-looking colors, control where the text goes, and then wrap up with its super powerful responsive actions. Okay, let's get right into it. What exactly is this component that promises to make our UI development so much easier? Well, at its core, the B4X DaisyDivider is just a single, purpose-built view for creating those separators. It can be vertical or horizontal, you can add text or not, and its design is inspired by DaisyUI, which, if you know it, means you get that modern, clean look right out of the box. And the best part? Look how simple it is to control. These are basically the main properties you'll ever need in the designer. Direction flips it from vertical to horizontal. Placement lets you position the text. Text is, well, the text you want to show. And variant, that gives you instant access to a whole beautiful color palette. All right, let's dive into the most fundamental features. Getting your divider set up right and maybe adding some text. It's honestly just so straightforward. The vertical direction you see here, it's perfect for separating items in a list or maybe a login form. Then, with a single property change to horizontal, boom, it becomes a side-by-side separator, which is ideal for any kind of column layout you can think of. But what if you don't actually need any text? What if you just want a clean dividing line between sections? No problem at all. The text property is completely optional. You just leave it empty in the designer, and you get this perfect minimalist separator. It's great for adding a little visual breathing room to your UI. So getting the layout right is one thing, but making your app actually look good, that's just as important. Let's move on to styling and see how easy it is to add a splash of color. And this is where that DaisyUI inspiration is just a total game changer. Instead of messing around with hex codes, you just use the variant property. You can pick from a set of semantic colors like primary, success, or error. This not only makes styling way faster, but it also helps you build a really consistent and meaningful color scheme across your entire app. Okay, so we've got our orientation and our color down, but for a truly polished UI, you need precise control, and that's where text placement comes into play. Using the placement property, you can easily control exactly where the text shows up. So here, if we set it to start, it pushes the text all the way to the beginning of the line. This is awesome for labeling the start of a section. And then you've got default placement, which is probably what you're thinking of. It perfectly centers the text, breaking the line right in the middle. This is your classic OR separator that users just instantly get. And of course, setting the placement to end pushes the text all the way to the other side. You could use this for right-aligned notes, timestamps, you name it. It just gives you complete and total layout flexibility. Now, all of these properties are fantastic for static layouts. But let's be real, we live in a world of a million different screen sizes. So how does the B4X DaisyDivider handle responsive design? Well, this is where it gets really, really clever. Okay, check this out. This is the real magic. In your code, you can just check the screen width. On a wide screen, like a tablet, you set the divider's direction to horizontal to create this beautiful 2-column look. But when the screen gets narrow, like on a phone, you just flip that same property to vertical. The component redraws itself, and your layout automatically adapts to a stacked view. No more hiding panels or swapping views, it's just one component that adapts with a single line of code. So, to pull it all together, what's the bottom line? What does the B4X DaisyDivider really bring to your projects? Well, it's about simplicity. replacing multiple views with just one. It's about flexibility, giving you easy control over orientation, text, and placement. You get a modern UI with its clean design and semantic colors. And it's built to be responsive, adapting to any screen your app might run on. Ultimately, this is all about writing cleaner code and building better-looking apps faster. By simplifying a really common UI pattern, the B4XDaisyDivider frees you up to focus on the more complex, more interesting parts of your application. So, I guess the only question left is, are you ready to level up your B4X UI?